Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to look at MemSQL and SafeGraph. Carl has created this really elegant post detailing how you can use SafeGraph data with a MemSQL database to do queries and analytics. Let's dive in. The first step is to create a Helios trial. I've gone to portal.memsql.com and created a cluster that I can use for this experiment. Next up, we need to clone the repository. Now that we've got the repository cloned, we'll set some environment variables. Now this outlines that we should set an environment variable for host, port, user, password, and database. I've done that previously. Now I chose not to set the password because I got a warning noting that the password on the command line was insecure. So I used MySQL config editor to use a passwordless login. So I've set this alias of memsql to map to MySQL --login -path memsql, and at that point I can continue on without getting that warning. So first step, let's create that database. The database is created. Now let's load in the schema for the American Census. We've got the schema loaded, and now let's load in pipelines. Pipelines is a really elegant way to load data really quickly into MemSQL from outside sources. Now that we've got all of the schema and pipelines loaded, let's get into an interactive MemSQL shell. Okay, we're here inside the MemSQL database. Let's show tables. We've got all of the tables loaded. Let's take a look at the pipelines and see how content is flowing into our database. All of these pipelines are running. That's perfect. We can take a look at the content in each pipeline. Some of them are in progress, some of them have already succeeded, some of them are queued and haven't accomplished their work yet. Carl creates a really elegant query here where we can see what percentage of the content is loaded. We see that these three are already done, this one hasn't started yet, and this one is ready to go. Let's wait a minute and come back once this data is loaded. Welcome back. So we see that all the data is loaded. All of our pipelines now are completely full. Let's dig in. Now that we have some data in our database, we can run some queries to understand more about our data. How many healthcare workers are registered in the census? Ooh, that's a lot. Which countries have the largest number of healthcare workers? There we go. There's all the counties that have the largest number of healthcare workers. Next up, you can start to do some additional analysis. Sign up for your free trial of MemSQL Helios at memsql.com/Helios and grab the schema at github.com/memsql/memsql-covid-datasets.